Shaping the City is a research project. It's a living lab that brings together practitioners, policymakers, community groups, associations, academics, everybody aiming to find real-life solutions to real-life problems for our cities. The forum is part of the public program of Time Space Existence, the architecture biennial exhibition organized by the European Cultural Center in Venice, which runs in parallel to the Venice Biennale. This edition of Shaping the City focuses on two of the most urgent and interconnected challenges that cities faces today: housing and communities.
So housing is no longer just an architecture problem, but it's also a major social challenge. The gap between what communities actually need and what the housing market is really providing is widening. And this is affecting affordability, equity, equality, belonging, and how do people actually live within the urban fabric of the city. So addressing these challenges requires the cross-collaboration between disciplines, a conversation between the different actors that work within the city.
We have a major housing crisis now. We need to actually rethink the housing structure, the built environment of how we can also develop affordable housing within our cities. So we've built so many cities over the past 100 years. We strongly believe that we should stop expanding our cities, focus on making the cities we already built into much better versions of themselves.
We don't only live in the place where we sleep. We live everywhere. We live 365 days a year. If we understand that our whole existence is the one that it needs to be held together, we don't kind of confine domesticity to the house. The definition becomes even more easy to challenge. I think the way the cities can really start to reimagine the way they exist is to start with a care labor. Reproductive work should be the driver of the city. This way is the way that the cities are going to regain the possibility of becoming the ultimate place for our interconnectedness.
The most important priorities for urban living are multifaceted. Thinking about environmental concerns, and as they integrate with transportation, other infrastructure of the city, energy, different elements that are impacted by our environment directly. But how can we make that worth living? Being able to be outdoors, being a part of your community, interested in investing in the future of our young people and how they form a society that cares about each other and the place in which we live.
Affordability, migration, the macroeconomic context in which we work, the geopolitical situation in the world. Climate change is not something that we as urban planners have control on, but we can address those issues being an important context for the work that we do. On the other hand, we can truly design places, areas, neighborhoods where people feel at home. That's, I think, our main challenge, and that's what we should do.
I think as architects and urban planners, we can really inspire policymakers to challenge the policy level, especially in terms of building more affordable housing, but also in terms of the transition towards not tearing down buildings, but actually transforming all the existing buildings we already have and repurposing them. And there's many things we can do towards that, and I think that's also why we are here today at the Shaping the City Forum, is to discuss all of these different topics.
We're living in a time of transition, and transition means not just change. It means many fundamental change at the same time. Moments of discussion and contemplation and debate like these are vitally important for that.
The only possibility of moving forward is if these conversations becomes projects and becomes physical impact. We are reaching to a point where there are no longer resources, which is bad in itself, but what gives me hope is that this is allowing to set up the grounds for a conversation to shift the paradigm in which we live on.
Being a part of the dialogue at the European Cultural Center is highly motivating. You act as conveners. We are often segregated in our professional lives and don't have the opportunity to bring all of this together.
This year, we are also creating a manifesto that sums up all the different ideas, values, and insights that have been shared in the discussions between the different speakers. This manifesto is a call to action on how our cities should be shaped for the future and will be made available on Shaping the City website.